I know you know where they are, so tell me, before I do some damage you won't walk away from.
Do it right. Sometimes you do it wrong and you prove them right. But through whose eyes you was wrong when you lose a life? Sometimes you lose it all. It's like you threw the dice and realize that you was off. Listen, do it right. Sometimes you do it wrong and you prove them right. But through whose eyes you was wrong when you lose a life? Sometimes you lose it all. It's like you threw the dice and realize that you was off. Longevity in life, people. That's the goal, stay the course. You are now tuned in to the Evolved Energy Podcast. This is where we push positivity through strength and evolution. I am your host, Twyce. Hope we're all riding on high vibrations today and positive spirits and not a negative thought in your universe. In today's episode, I want to remind you of something we all need to hear from time to time. And that's always look at the big picture. Too many people quit because of one bad workout, one bad week, one bad setback, one injury, one disappointment, one mistake. You become so focused on today's problem that you completely lose sight of tomorrow's potential. Today we're going to learn how to stop focusing on temporary setbacks and start focusing on lifelong progress. Let's get into it. See, we all have bad days, everybody. Some days where nothing seems to go right. The workout feels terrible, you're tired, you're dragging, work stressed you out, life feels overwhelming. But here's the mistake people make. They let one bad day convince them that they're failing. One workout doesn't make you fit. And one day you don't work out doesn't make you out of shape either. One healthy meal, it's not going to transform your body. One unhealthy meal won't destroy it either. See, success has never been built on one day. It's built on what you repeatedly do over months and years. It's that consistency. You got to keep chopping away at it. See, you can't allow one moment to define an entire journey. That makes no sense. No matter what happens during your journey, you have to stay focused on the journey. And I used to be a person like that as well. I still have problems when something doesn't go right. Like I'm a little OCD. So if something's misplaced or a day doesn't go right, I'm like, oh God, here we go. But I've learned now that that's just part of the journey. And now I just overlook it. I think about it for a quick second, and then I just wipe it away, get it out of my mind, and then I continue on. And that's the mistake people make. They stay stuck on that one negative setback, and then they're just down for the rest of the day or the rest of the workout. They don't feel energetic, so they're dragging through it instead of just focus on the next rep, the next exercise, and just keep going. We have to do that. Overlook the setback and keep pushing. Because setbacks, they're inevitable. Everyone's going to have them. Every successful person has a setback. Every athlete gets injured. Every entrepreneur loses money. Every relationship goes through trials and tribulations. Every person trying to improve themselves gets discouraged sometimes. Setbacks aren't proof you're failing. They're proof you're participating. So if you're moving forward, obstacles, they're guaranteed. They're going to come. That's part of life. And if you continue to adapt to setbacks instead of giving up, you're way more likely to achieve long-term success and well-being than failure. And that's proof. That's research shows that. Let me give you a couple of real-life examples. Number one, Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school varsity basketball team. And that drove him to practice harder and become the greatest player in NBA history, in most people's opinion. Now, Tom Brady, he was the 199th pick in the draft. Nearly every team passed on him. And what does he turn into? The most successful, winningest quarterback in the National Football League, the most Super Bowls. Who else? We got Oprah Winfrey. When she first came out trying to appear on TV, they said she wasn't TV ready or she didn't fit the part. How's Oprah looking now? Probably one of the biggest media moguls ever. So who I got one more. One of my favorite, because Rocky's my favorite um, franchise. The series Rocky movies, they're my favorite. Now, Sylvester Stallone, he kept shopping the movie with him starring in it, but people kept rejecting him. Finally, someone accepted the offer, and now look, we have the best series franchise movies ever. Rocky is like top in most people's category in movies. So you just got to keep going because the best have had setbacks, but they proved that if you keep pushing, success is right there. You just got to keep going. Now let's talk fitness, because if you've trained long enough, you've definitely had a few injuries along the way. A sore shoulder, a sore knee, a strained muscle. Something doesn't feel right. Here's where people make another mistake. They think, well, I can't train the way I normally do, so they stop training altogether. Why? If your shoulder hurts, train your legs. If your knee needs rest, train your upper body. If one exercise hurts, find another one. The mission hasn't changed, only the route has. You got to learn to adjust the sail, never abandon ship. Right now, I'm dealing with a minor hamstring injury. I just felt a pull the other week. So what do? I go down in weight on my squats a little bit because I want to now focus on the movement and test my hamstring to see the severity of the pain. I can't do certain exercises because I don't want to aggravate it. Like the Bulgarian squats and the lunges, those are a staple in my second leg day. You know what I did? I skipped them this week and did something else because I want my hamstring to get better. I didn't just say I'm not doing legs. No, I adjusted and still get the muscle stimulation I need. Because if I just say I'm not doing legs, to me, that's a cop out. And I'll feel incomplete with my whole workout. Because, for one, legs are a staple. They should be a staple in everyone's workout in their fitness journey because legs are most important. But that's another subject for another time. We actually talked about that in a previous episode. I'll touch on that again in the near future. But if I can't train legs, oh, everything's done. So what do? I adjust. Today I did legs. If it was a great workout, but at the same time, I'm paying attention to my injury so I know when I can get back to full strength. But great workout today. Great pump. Nothing changed. I just adjusted the sail. I didn't abandon ship. So people, when you have a injury, don't just say, make an excuse, so oh, I'm injured, I can't do it. You adjust, move on, so you can continue to reach your goal, but you'll find another way to get there. Now, the same thing applies outside the gym. Life doesn't always go according to plan. You lose a job, bills pile up, a relationship ends, someone lets you down, things happen. But here's the question. Are you going to stop moving or are you going to just adjust? Successful people aren't successful because life was easy. They're successful because they kept adapting. The destination stays the same, only the route changes. You have to put that in your skull. You gotta know that. Things are gonna happen. And I'm telling you, I was an example because one bad thing, and I want to stay in the house the whole day when I was younger. I'll just be frustrated, aggravated. Even now, I have flashes of it because when something's not right, I say, damn, here we go. Why does it have to be that way? But again, I quickly switch my mindset and I continue because now I'm expecting this. And it also has a lot to do with faith. Once you have faith, and what you're doing, what your goal is, where you're going in life, you know that this setback is just a piece to the puzzle. And once you really know that, once you really understand the journey as a whole, you'll realize, oh, I see what's happening. This was meant to try to discourage me, but what I'm going to use it as motivation. Oh, okay, this happened. Well, now I'm going to adjust and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to overcome that bad feeling or that negative setback. I'm going to overcome that. And you have to sometimes talk yourself into it and be like, yeah, I know what this is. Here we go. We're going to push forward regardless. Everything's not going to be perfect. So stop chasing perfection. One thing that's hurting a lot of people today is perfection. They think everything has to go exactly as planned. Everything has to look perfect. Perfect workout, perfect diet, perfect week, perfect month. That's not real life. Life is messy. Growth is messy. Progress is messy. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. And studies on habit formation suggest that consistency over time has a far greater impact on long-term success than striving for perfection. I know. You see a lot of perfect people on social media. Yeah, she looks incredible. Well, you know what? Take out the filters. Take off that long weave they got. Take off the eyelashes. Yeah, nothing's perfect. And I'm not downing anyone that's wearing weave, long eyelashes, to each his own. I'm just saying, when you remove all of that, that's not perfection, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's human. When you take the paint off the car wasn't perfect. You had to fix it up. And it's okay. It's okay to paint a car. But don't act like everything started out perfect. No, it's a process. Imagine driving your car while only looking 5 feet in front of the bumper. You'd constantly panic. Every little turn would feel overwhelming. That's how many people live. They only see today's problem. They don't see next month, next year, 5 years from now. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Don't let temporary storms convince you to abandon your destination, because then you're never going to get there. Every time something happens and you fall back and you want to quit, where is that going to leave you? You have to learn from other people's experiences if you can't dig deep and push through yourself. Look at everyone in the world. Look at where they started from. And then you look at their journey and look at their ending situation or the result. Everyone started somewhere. So start using that as fuel, because you're no different. We're all starting from zero, trying to get to 10 or 20. It's just a process. That big bodybuilder that you see in the gym, there's no way he just came in the gym like that. It took years of work, dedication, sacrifice. That singer that you see on TV making those good videos, they didn't just come out and it just popped for them and everything was good. They probably had to start performing in dive bars or somewhere. That comedian doing stand-up, yeah, he had to start somewhere before he made it to the big leagues. That baseball player, he was in college. He had to get through that to get to the major leagues. So everything's a journey. I love it now because now I understand it. Before, I used to think God had it out for me. Like, why is all this bad stuff happening to me? No, no, no. Bad things and setbacks happen to everybody. It's just how you choose to react and move on from it. That determines where you're going and where you're going to end up. Just keep pushing through. This is exactly why I always talk about becoming a calmed, disciplined warrior. Warriors expect resistance. They don't panic. They don't complain. They don't become victims. They adjust. They adapt. They continue moving because they understand something. Every storm eventually passes, but only if you keep moving. You got to keep moving. Calm people see solutions that emotional people never notice. You understand that? So when something happens, don't get all riled up and excited and disheveled. Nope. See it, recognize it, calm down, breathe a little bit, and then now figure out how to adjust and move through it. Don't quit. Just try to adjust and move through it. It'll be a better situation. Okay, listen, this week's challenge is simple, like always. Think about one setback you've been focusing on, and I want you to ask yourself, what's the bigger picture? What's the silver lining in this? Maybe your shoulder slowed your workout up, but your body is still capable. Maybe life delayed your plans, but your dream is still alive. This week, I want you to make one adjustment instead of making one excuse. Keep moving, keep believing, and keep evolving. Remember this, life isn't measured by one bad day, one bad workout, one injury, one mistake, one setback. It's measured by how many times you got back up. The people who accomplish great things aren't the ones who never faced adversity. They're the ones who refuse to let adversity become their identity. Stay focused on the mission. Adjust the sail when the wind changes, but never, ever abandon the ship, because the big picture is always bigger than today's problem. Life will always present setbacks, injuries, delays, and obstacles. The people who succeed aren't the ones who avoid them. They're the ones who adjust, adapt, and keep moving towards the bigger picture. All right? So with that being said, I want you to fuel your body, focus your mind, and evolve your life. And remember this one thing. Nothing changes if you don't change it. This is the Evolved Energy Podcast. Peace and progression, people.